everyone! Welcome on into the stream. Hope everyone's doing good. Let me bring my mic closer. Hi! It's time for more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and Susato is back! I missed her. I love Susato. And we're back at Naruhodo's Illegal Consultancy. 23rd October, 2:41 p.m. Susato! Oh, this room. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. Oh, her little face. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to say so familiar. I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you left it. But it has been some 6 months, it's true.
So is your father alright, Susie? What happened?
My father? I hate that guy. Yes, Professor Mikatoba. I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why you went back to Japan.
He's a dirty liar.
Because of the telegram you received saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason.
That's right. So I was surprised to learn you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised but happy.
I think I wrote about it in my letter to you, that it was all a trick. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, I thought we knew that he lied about it. Like, obviously us, the player, but also I'm pretty sure Ryanosuke mentioned it.
My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that.
Don't sound so sure. Well, we're all delighted to have you back.
It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium.
The International Forensic... That's the same symposium Lord Strongheart mentioned.
Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound. And all that matters is that I'm here now.
Yeah, you are.
After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh.
You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan.
Yes, of course. I shall.
And there's one other thing. The music stopped. We're getting serious. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. Yes, the reason you went back? Oh, Kazuma. About you know who. About Kazuma. Why did he just you know who Kazuma?
I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Okay. But first, very important matters. The Daruma and the shovel slash spade.
I see your Daruma still has only one eye filled in.
Well, we agreed that it's something we do together, didn't we? Aww. We could do it right now if you like. I'd be happy with that. Aww.
I rather like the anticipation, I think,
Mr. Naruhodo. It's never getting filled in. We're never filling in that eye. Thinking back, that spade's been in here since we first moved in, hasn't it?
I'm sure I've told you before, Mr. Naruhodo. It's not a spade, it's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
No, spades are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a shovel.
She's so right. I'm with her on this. The great spade shovel war rages on. Cute. Okay. Let's talk. Oh my god, there's so much. Back in Britain, Forensic Science Symposium, Josiah Brett. What about Kazuma? We're saving the Kazuma one.
When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely.
That awful trial? Oh, yes. For the murder of Josiah Brett.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie? I bet you were gallant and dashing. Oh, well, yes, since women are forbidden in the courtroom, I had no choice. Wow, amazing. I wish I'd seen it. Don't you, Rudo?
Yes, I suppose so? I guess?
I want to play at being a lawyer now. I could wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. No, she could just say she's a really short man. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. Yes! What is it? You said in your letter it was something to do with that convict's loot we found in Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Yeah. We learned that it was the loot, but what about the loot?
That's right. The very large dog collar we found with the bee emblem on it. It seems Mr. Natsume included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet.
Why would that be then? What is going on with that dog collar?
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time. But if he refuses to tell me what it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie.
That's a very meaningful look Susato-san is giving Iris there. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium, too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. It's something of an honor, I believe.
Well, Professor Mikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country, after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Yes, His Excellency, Judge Shishiro Jigoku. You've met him, Mr. Naruhodo. Last year, in the Supreme Court. You can't possibly have forgotten. That terrible trial of yours when you were accused of murder? It was in the last game, Renosuke. Did you play that one?
Yes, I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days.
Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial.
It's so weird for the judge to have an actual name. If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life.
Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end he agreed to me going on ahead.
Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put in an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important.
I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General.
The most senior position in the British justice system.
He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyway. Apparently it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition.
Does Professor Mikotoba know Lord Strongheart personally then, I wonder? Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. But I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it. Ranosuke.
How trying for you.
Josiah Brett. Oh, we got serious. The woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused of a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Oh. Iris, Yes, Josiah Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live.
The extraordinary thing is, though, It seems it's a name we should all forget.
Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an Englishwoman by the name of Josiah Brett didn't actually exist.
What? Excuse me? Didn't exist? But how can that be?
It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin, and she wasn't a visiting student either. That was a front.
A front? Who on earth was she then?
Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally all our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Nobody knows why or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery.
But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to?
I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand.
And now she's been killed, while all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered.
I'm afraid so.
Huh. If she ends up still being a mystery by the end of this. Asian. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? I was thinking that too. Is it anywhere in our stuff? Probably not. Mr. Osmond. No. I feel like I remember them saying something like that. Maybe it was in the other game? Alright, a Kazuma. Ugh.
After my friend Ray's trial, the reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
I know the truth! I know you had a hand in what went on. In that visiting student's fate. That's right! I forgot about that. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. This is like one of the few times in these games where the flashbacks are actually helpful. They don't know that the guy never made it to England, that he died on that steamship. I totally forgot about this. And that he'll never...
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later, I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn?
I'm not telling, even though I just told you I wouldn't keep any more secrets. After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladen at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there.
Should have been?
Well, it turns out that his body never arrived.
What? What?
It just
disappeared. No! There is no shot. What? Kazuma's body vanished?
Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there.
What? What? How is this gonna come into play? I'm so curious. Did Professor Mikatoba know about this?
Yeah. Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
What? I just don't believe it. And what is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden? Oh my god. The Kazuma mystery. Oh, we're still going. Thinking back now. Some of the things that happened on the SS Buria were definitely strange. It was a weird case, in general. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be... Could it be that he's actually... Oh! Could it be that he's actually still alive? No shot. He's alive somewhere.
Stop it, Mr. Naruhodo. It's too much to bear.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Just thinking about the possibility pains me so very much.
Huh.
Cast your mind back for a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Sholmes was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly.
You're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us. No shot. They highlighted that for a reason, because they know that Sholmes would lie to them. Like, that's not, like, an unforeseen thing. He's definitely keeping secrets. Oh my god. I was excited to title this stream that Susato's back. Don't tell me Kazuma's coming back at some point.
But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing.
Unless it has something to do with that, that disc. The disc with all the names on it. Because Kazuma's name was on it. I suppose that's true, yes.
The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope, but I can't let it. Because if it turned out not to be true,
Yeah.
oh, then I'm back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. Oh, Susato. I'm terrified of what that might do to me.
Oh, Miss Susato. I know she's given the idea the thought it deserves. It's Susato-san we're talking about after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Is there anything else up here to look at? The desk. You see, I've been keeping my desk beautifully covered in papers as always.
You really must tidy it all up, Mr. Naruhodo. No more excuses.
But Miss Susato, the way I see it, all these papers building up on my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. Oh. I like to leave them as they are so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences. Well, so thoughtful, Renosuke.
In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Then you'll be able to see your papers building up all over again and feel that joy renewed.
Still can't beat her in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here. Oops. Oops. No. No! I did not click this. Oh! Iris is here. I didn't even see her.
It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Hurley's greatest exploits. I called it The Hound of the
Baskervilles, the story that he's keeping secret from us because he would lie to us. But then Mr. Sholmes forbade you from publishing it. And put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it.
So nobody knows anything about it apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. And you wouldn't tell me how you'd come to know it.
She said she's not keeping secrets anymore, though.
Yes, but I made you a promise that I'll explain one day, didn't I?
Yes. Okay.
I think it's time. I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
The Hound of the Baskervilles.
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study, and I saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles."
What?
My Baskervilles story? Of course, I had no idea what it was at the time. But Father came in and...
Susato, what are you doing?
Oh, Father.
Did you look at those papers?
No, I simply read the label, that's all.
Well, put it out of your mind.
Sorry.
Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody about this. Do you understand? What? So is he connected to that Baskervilles case? And the Hound, I wonder if that's connected to the dog collar, and that's why he called her back. Huh. But what was Iris's manuscript doing in Japan?
I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes's exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain, but he refused to answer any of my questions. And there was no sign of the big box in his office. Huh. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still. I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you. Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well.
So you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mrs. Susato. I'd expected nothing less, to be honest.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts by the sound of it, well known in the fields of science and magic.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
Oh, okay. Well, yes, he must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really do need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police, or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we need to get started right away, I think.
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
Oh, you're not coming today?
No, you only have one slot open and Susato's here. I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you get on, won't you?
That was a little abrupt. The pull of the herb market must be strong. Alright. New location's been added. Let's pop Are we back? Okay, we're back. The internet went out for a moment. We didn't do much. We just moved here. 23rd October, British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh, who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart?
I wonder. I've never seen her before.
So the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result. Oh! You mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's Great Exhibition. The country's been made to look foolish, and now politicians are scrabbling to respond. Lord Van Zeeks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. The special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, my forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap of metal in no time. It's scrap metal now, is it? Ooh. She's cool. Until later then, Lord Strongheart. Yes, thank you. Oh, she faded away. Who is that? That was Dr. Courtney Scythe, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensics laboratory. I'll mark it on your map. Right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I can give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. So he's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. Okay, well, we only have 7 minutes, so... What exactly is the forensic investigation team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the forensic investigation team a year ago now. Unofficially, of course, to pave the way.
Goodness, a year ago?
At next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensics division. And once that happens, the position... Oh, The position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly. What do you mean? For too long, these scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. But London's scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. Oh my god. I intend to see to it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known to protect our honor and our future. Look at those eyes. He means every word. He is scary. Dr. Scythe is an incredibly reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensics division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba,
Oh, yes, my lord?
your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I understand he'll arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean? No. It was many years ago now, but yes, I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well.
Oh.
Doctor? If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born, so yes, 16 years ago in fact.
Mikotoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jugoku accompanied him as a young promising judge. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikotoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. At St. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. Dr. Scythe was also there then, as it happens.
Then Dr. Scythe knows my father, does she?
She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. But I no doubt they knew each other superficially. Has she been added to our thing yet? 39. Courtney Scythe, 39. Scotland Yard coroner, leader of the forensic investigation team, and one of Lord Strongheart's most trusted allies. After all, Dr. Mikotoba was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years. It's a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it?
I lived with my grandmother in those years.
So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years? Oh boy. Ooh. Professor Mikotoba.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away.
From you? His newly born daughter? What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Parents in these Ace Attorney games, man, with their newborns. I still can't get over how Apollo Justice was treated as a newborn. And now Susato? Oh, man. I wanted to ask you about Lord Van Zieks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a mass murderer known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? You Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Clint Van Zieks, was murdered, it was just after young Barrack had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Barrack Von Zieks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind. Oh.
Oh my word.
So Lord Von Zieks isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother? Oh. Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's legal circles. Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. you well versed in science, then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject at all until recently. Renoska, you're not doing yourself any favors here. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. Sykes' team of forensics experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing.
And I'll be able to see it too. I have better eyes than you.
Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
He's always so busy. I've important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium, you understand. He fades away. Alright. We got so many new locations. Let's check out everything. Let's go to the prison. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see. Yes, I see. 23rd October, local prison, cell 11. Yes, it all makes sense. What's he doing?
He's... oh my. The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing more now. Professor? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. And who is this young lady? My name is Susato Mikatoba. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Oh, if only I'd met a refined young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all.
Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning.
Oh no.
The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot.
Professor Hairbrain? What have you been working on in your cell?
Oh, you mean that? Oh dear, how embarrassing. I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall itself was all I had to hand. Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe? No, actually, this is my autobiography.
Your autobiography?
How I was diddled and fiddled by Albert Hairbrain. I found I can represent my odd fortunes with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations.
Really?
I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. So it's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, An Odd Birth and Odd Upbringing. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talked a little more about the case? Oh, yes, of course. I've been working through the numbers. Stop saying that. I was fiddled by the pair of them. My husband, by that aloof engineer, Trevor. We're not gonna have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? I believed in has been turned on its head. My research, Mr. Osmond, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There was really no other way. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public.
No, of course you didn't.
But in court this morning I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you were actually aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me.
Oh, Professor.
He believed in me this morning, you know. Varrock did. He believed in my hypothesis. Well, I think that was just the necessary factor in the prosecution establishing its case. No, Varrock wanted to do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean. After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. How goes? Just finished up the new Game Changer. Hey, it's going good. How is it? How was it? Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even. I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there. So if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Varrock, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense. Legally questionable. The gimmick was that 3 lawyers judged how legally actionable each prompt response was. Nice.
And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor.
Exactly, which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Varrock insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish. Aw. Shouts out legal. You think that's why he... I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul.
But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he?
Well, admittedly, the part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. And what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? It's not his fault, he's the Reaper. Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financer. He looked over the paper I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused, he was so empathetic. But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it.
As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic. It probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually.
But the scale of it wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception. All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just the measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that only to be taken for a complete fool is too rotten to believe. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Justice! Mr. Osmond is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer.
Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Drebber. Is he an engineer, or a magician, or a swindler, or D, all of the above? It was about a year ago when Mr. Osmond first brought Drebber to meet me at my laboratory. Since then I met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist? Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. It's just instantly apparent in conversation. I see.
But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice.
Justice?
Are there no more clues you can give us to his whereabouts?
I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. What workshop? Trevor's enormous fabrication laboratory where he constructed my great machine. Why didn't you mention this before? Enoch Trevor's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. So you've been to Drebber's place of work then? Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance that we'll find Drebber there. Oh, yes, definitely, I'm sure. As in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. What? I'm so sorry. I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there. Of course. He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances then. That place was incredible. The pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. The special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Aha! The indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead. What do you think, Mrs. Otto? Build the machine for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruhodo, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know where even part of the workshop's address, Professor? You don't have a business card for Mr. Drebber, for example?
The man was clearly very cautious, Mrs. Otto. Oh. Ah, ha, ha. Yes, I do. He gave me his business card once. It's right here. Look. Why do you carry it? What?
Let me see that.
Throw etiquette to the wind, why don't you?
Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address.
No. Oh well. I can't say I'm surprised. Yeah, what did you expect? Still, this could be useful. Mr. Enoch Drebber's business card, though it only shows the man's name, there's no address. Okay. Ooh. This dark smudge here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Oh yes, possibly. Professor Harebrain mentioned something about the oil Mr. Drebber uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported, very high quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Yes, that's right. But more importantly, that it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. So, excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry. I expect that's just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Oh, there's a smear of machine oil on the reverse. Okay, that's gonna be helpful. Alright. Alright, what's next? Let's go to the forensic laboratory because it has a big exclamation point on it. This place is horrifying. I love it. There's blood over there. That lamp's pretty. This cool skeleton. Fancy architecture. Tools. Jars. Birds. Very interesting. Forensics laboratory. I believe this is it. Dr. Scythe's laboratory. That chemical smell really assaults the nose, and there's plenty to assault the eyes in here, too. Fair.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here.
Well,
But we're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
what a seasoned tourist you become, Mrs. Otto. We could just have a little look around. Being careful not to upset any restless souls. I like how he's clearly uneasy here, but he's less scared in here than he was at the Wax Museum. Really, nothing to say on that, huh? A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. Renosuke is not interested in the goth girlfriend aesthetic. So why is that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution, or a really terrible sense of smell. Or both. Skeleton. Oh, look at this. What a magnificent display case. It's funny to see him acting like this after he was scared of every tiny thing at the Wax Museum. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers really are very skilled, aren't they? Ranosuke, there's a skeleton in there. Thank you! Thank you! As someone who works with a beeping piece of hardware, it does eventually just become noise.
Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruhodo?
Mrs. Otto, can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of the case? That makes sense. There we go. He's just avoiding it. That makes sense. It's how I cope. Dude. That's... oh my god. That's a good line. Oh, be sure to remember that from now on. Okay, this is Susato. Look at this big, thick book here.
It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. It's very creepy in here if there's no music. Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
500? He must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And scalpel blades can be sharpened too.
Human skull, real. It does appear a bit strange, you're right. 500 scalpels a month? What could they possibly be using all them for? Oh. What are you doing? Ah! Okay, it's her. What are you doing? Sorry! Ooh. Spooky music. We're sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so... Oh, she's got like a snake jewelry thing on her hand. That's pretty cool. So you thought you'd snoop around. That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Well, what do you want? Lord Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Osmond's body, I mean.
So we came to ask you about your findings. On Lord Strongheart's advice.
Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately. Okay. So, you want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene. The victim, Mr. Odie Osmond, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion, and the Mr. Osmond who appeared moments later partway up the Crystal Tower, were without question one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion. But that can't be right. If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out.
Let's see. If two people who look very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they?
Very true, but sadly in this instance that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident. Fingerprints. They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter of course.
Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So where does that leave us?
My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. That's your job, lawyers. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to the other. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Oh. Hi.
Mama, what is this?
Where did she spring from? She is very cool looking. And did she just call the doctor Mama? This is a lawyer, dear. Plague mask. It is very cool.
Oh.
Hello. To meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Renoska and that.
Mama?
Yes.
Can I...
Oh my god!
Can I cut this one up?
Okay, I see the vibe we're going with. What? Oh my god!
I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like.
Oh my god. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. A specimen.
Boring.
Oh my god. She is scary. I think I just had a near-death experience. I love her. Her vibes are immaculate.
Oh dear, Mr. Naruhodo, you're as pale as a corpse.
Don't say that, she'll cut him open. Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one. Yep. I saw that joke coming. Oh, she's gone. I wanted to talk to her. Alright. Let's go to... Oh, the prosecutor's office is blacked out. I don't believe we have any business that would require a visit here at the moment. Okay, let's go to the experimentation stage.
had no idea there were so many people in the world.
I know what you mean. It's really packed here today.
It feels as though it's taken us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point.
Has it? I shut my brain down so I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Gosh, I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Naruhodo.
There you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs before long. It's gotta be Gina, right? Oh, wait! It's Gregson. Oh, there you are. I had a feeling you lot would show your mugs here before long. I thought that was gonna be Gina. Sorry. Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work as usual. Warm greetings to you. Sorry about that. I had to clear my throat. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met. What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side.
Oh. Why, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice.
I guess they're rubbing off on each other. He might be a bit rougher on the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. As you probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi, get over here, Gina. No, she's clearly very occupied. She seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving it a traditional East End training.
Gina? She's a police officer now?
Oh, yeah, Susato, we forgot to tell you that. Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, anyway. She's got a detection bug, if you ask me. Yep. Oh, I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. Aww. Aww, that's cute. What do you mean? Oh, I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to London. Aww.
Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you gonna be posted then? We'll come to see how you're getting along. Aww. Not likely, but you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. To France? I'll be working in the Paris police prefecture. Should be right up my alley. But France is an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. Now don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm intending to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what become of her? Aww. Aww. He's become like a dad to her. Aww. Renosuke is very shocked someone would go to another country to work. Yeah, who would do such a thing? Crazy. I suppose he's worried she slipped back into slipping her hands into people's pockets and purses.
I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Naruhodo. I think he's worried about the Reaper.
Oh! Oh! Oh, of course! So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it? Oh, stop. He should work in his home country like Renosuke's cousin Ryotaro. Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina, so don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. Oh god, keep the diving diva safe and sound. Until all this is over, at least.
Oi! You just call me a bloomin' diving diva again?
So, you heard that, did you? Right, well, any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable detective diva here. Aww.
Alright, you heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now.
I suppose I better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you got a new dog, have you? Oh, he's so cute.
Toby, right? Toby's his name.
Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable.
Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But it's the not-so-lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Oh. Why did it change from investigating the scene to investigating the scene? Gina? We were actually hoping that we can investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like. Oh, that's alright, is it?
I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here.
Ah, yes. Toby.
Aww. The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume? I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind.
Sorry, you can't go up there, sis.
Oh?
It's like I told Odo yesterday. Even I ain't allowed near that wreck.
What's it called again? Reason why it's supposed to touch it? A
Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What were they called again? The forensic something?
The Forensic Investigation Team? Is that what you're thinking of?
What's the one? Yeah.
But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted?
I think so. I don't really get it, to be truthful with ya. You're still supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Lord Strange something?
I'm not sure if that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps?
That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching the time or something.
Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart.
We did! We already did that.
What? You met him? Last time the boss would call to go and see him. He waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling. Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene, so as long as we touch nothing.
Yeah? Honestly.
Right then, go ahead. But if it turns out you're lying, it'll be the boss who gets it. He'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is above board, are you?
I'm sure everything will be fine.
That really would be tragic.
Right then, them's the stairs. Off you go.
Thank you, Gina.
It was great, weren't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me for that. You know, being in court and not spending the whole time worrying I'm about to be found out.
You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you?
Yeah, and Otis made things hard for me every single time and all.
Just doing my job, Gina.
But watching someone else get ill on the neck is a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix.
The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruhodo's client.
Yes, I'm starting to wish he wasn't, though.
It's the boss I feel sorry for. Set off to do the impossible.
What do you mean?
Are you supposed to arrest that other cove, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all that. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again?
Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber?
That's the one, yeah.
So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be.
Well, it's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him gut ache.
Oh dear. But I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food.
So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. Wonder if they've had any luck.
He really is funny looking. Got two eyes what they match. Stole a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. Oh, I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. The old devil's got it.
Sorry? Who?
You know, A scour reaper what's always clogging down glasses of that blood red plonk. Lord Von Zeeks.
He's always at it for me, that cove. Don't know what he's always scowling about, mind. Probably would have been a pretty good boss as it goes. She'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than a detective's trainee. The way I see it is, if the choice between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging demigod, you're equally badly off with both. Well, I suppose you're right. Oh, I hadn't thought of it like that. Well, we put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fishy engineer. But there don't seem to be no clues to go on, so they're stuck. There's nothing that can lead us to Trevor at all. Where did you find that little mutt then, Gina? Oi, don't be so flaming rude, Odo. Slight overreaction, don't you think? Yeah, no more, alright. Toby's... I did put it. Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. Sorry? I'm giving him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you. Aw, cute. More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he?
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard that they're already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell after all.
The most senior Toby in the police. I have a fairly good sense of smell myself as it happens. Oh, do you now, Renosuke? I can tell undergarments... What? What? Yeah, me too, Susato. That's the exact face I'm making right now. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. That's nothing compared to this little fella, Otto. Oh, really? According to what the boss said, once Toby ears got a good whiff of your drawers, he could chase that scent to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean he can swim?
Mr. Naruhodo, I think you may have missed the point by rather a wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill. I'm telling you, Odo, there's got to be more and more dogs doing their bit for the police in future.
Yes, I agree.
Right. One of these days they'll be barking orders at us lot, not the other way round.
Oh dear. Sorry, Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Well, anyway, what do you think about that? Toby is Britain's first police dog. I found him down in the East End the other day. Someone just chucked him out on the street. Oh, oh. There you go. I knew she lifted him from somewhere.
Oh, Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals.
No. So I wonder... They kept mentioning smell and stuff, and smell had to deal with this. We got the business card with the oil. And Hairbrain kept saying how present that smell was. So I'm wondering if this is relevant. About this, Gina. Yeah, I'm still learning me letters at the moment. Oh, Gina. I only know A to E. So if it ain't too much bleeding trouble.
Actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important.
Oh, come. It's just a dirty old smudge on the back, that's all.
It turns out that this is very high-quality French machine oil. It has a very particular scent, apparently.
Yeah, okay, I called it. You don't say. Let's have a whiff then. You sure? Oh, I don't smell nothing. No, we didn't mean that you should smell it. Oh, right. You mean Toby? His sense of smell is so good he could track people over the oceans, can't he?
Professor Harebrain informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drebber's workshop.
Aww. I think he's picked up a scent. So you mean if he follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that dodgy cove's workshop?
That's right. That's exactly what we were hoping.
Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just borrow that. What? Wait, when did you... Once a pickpocket? If I can lead everyone to that Drebber's workshop, I'll be the boss's boss before next week. Aw.
Oh yes, Gina. I'm sure you'll be promoted.
Poor Gregson. What then, Odo? Leave it to me. Sorry. We're gonna get going after that dodgy Engineer Cove rot this minute. Okay. Have fun. Oh, but hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty here all the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina. Oh, right. Oh well, never mind. Well, it can't be me what gets it in the neck. It'll be the boss. Poor Gregson again. Betty, Toby, got that oil scent, have you? Come on then, boy. Oh, he's so cute. See you later. Oh, the little scarf. So cute.
I do hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yes, I hope so too. Ideally before the dog swims across the channel to France. Alright, I think we have to examine this to actually go upstairs. These stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find out. Yeah. Also, I never mentioned in the previous case, shouts out actual historical Japanese poet who spent some time in Britain, Sasuke Natsume. Hey! That's cool. 23rd October, the Great Exhibition Grounds, experimentation stage.
Oh my, so this is the machine that was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrain went in order to obtain the research grant.
No. The professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it. Oh, sweet. I'll read about that after the stream. Very cool.
Yes, of course. It is amazing, though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that. You never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure. That's just a photo of the man. Oh, is it? Let me look. Oops. Oh, very cool. Oops. I'm like skipping the dialogue. I'll go back and read that. Sasuke on 13th September 1912, the day of Emperor Meishi's funeral. Huh. Here he is. Very cool. Very cool. Alright. Let's read all that dialogue I accidentally skipped. You're right about that. You never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh, look. Is that Lord Van Zeeks?
So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we? Shall we, Miss Susato?
Already?
That's the face of a man who debated William Shakespeare over whether Romeo or Juliet is stronger. And he won.
Already?
He is the Reaper, remember? We'll do well to keep our distance, I think.
No,
The answer is Juliet.
but we have permission to be here from the top. And also we already learned that he's not the Reaper. The ghost of his dead brother's the Reaper. We just learned about this like half an hour ago, Renosuke. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate this machine, so long as we don't touch anything.
From the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like.
She could have been at the center of the explosion here and it wouldn't have bent her steel will. Okay. He's so menacing.
What a terrible explosion it must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they call the birdcage is right in the middle of it all, just here.
But look, Mr. Naruhodo, that metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there? Oh, isn't it exhilarating? All this different architecture from all the corners of the world.
It does make you feel a bit like an explorer, doesn't it? I know it's all subjective, but the onion-shaped roofs have rather caught my attention personally.
It is very subjective, isn't it?
Japanese buildings, with their wood and paper construction, have excellent ventilation. And I've realized that British buildings, being made from brick and stone, are very strong and long-lasting. The more you know about how things are done in other countries, the more you understand your own, I feel.
Oh yes, I do agree with you there.
I can't help wondering what an onion does for the roof of a building. I mean, I suppose it's playing on my mind because I don't like the taste of onions.
You really oughtn't let your taste in vegetables dictate your taste in roofs, Mr. Naruhodo.
This wasn't here yesterday.
Really? But if I'm not mistaken, it's the cage in which the victim was standing before he was apparently beamed through the air.
That's right. The bird cage. According to what Professor Harebrain said in court, it's made of wood.
Or more precisely, Japanese cypress, I believe. And despite having been in an explosion and then falling from a great height, it's relatively unharmed. What wonderfully durable construction, wouldn't you say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'd understand that the forensic investigation team had taken it away yesterday to examine it. I suppose they must have brought it back here when they'd finished their work.
But sadly not with the body inside it.
No, that's right. I know we were given strict instructions not to touch anything, but still. This is too important a piece of evidence to overlook. We might need it for the trial. The wooden cage that was used for Professor Harebrain's experiment, this cage with the victim inside crashed down into the crystal tower. Alright, fancies. Ugh. Least approachable man in the world winner. 10 years in a row. 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Mr. Naruhodo. Your country and your assistants stand firm behind you.
Lord Von Zeeks? Hi. How's it going? What? Hi. Well, beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? Oh, Randowska. I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently you Nipponese are unequipped to read the signs. Oh, I read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Well, the thing is...
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me. Nice. Got him. Got him. Good line. Never mind. State your business then. Come to think of it, there are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Von Zieks about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this. I'm gonna make a joke about my reaction to seeing Symes triple question mark and Von Zieks on the same day. So, Clint. Nope. Was the name of your older brother, I understand, Lord Von Zieks. You Nipponese. I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So you've been investigating me, have you? Oh, no, it's not like that. Alright, it is a bit like that. We're just curious. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Von Zieks family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. Aww. The professor, you mean? Is something funny? That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Sorry? Is more to it then? Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? Damn! Ugh, you're too kind. Are you gonna tar all Nipponese with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident?
As it happens, Lord Von Zieks, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention.
Question mark?
Are you aware of the Madame Taspel's Museum of Waxwork by any chance?
That's right! The professor was stolen! I am, naturally. I believe that since last month I feature in one of the displays there for public scorn. Of course the infamous Reaper of the Bailey would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he?
Well, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place, and held for ransom.
Particular waxwork? Which... Wait... You mean... Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that. He's turned as white as a sheet. Ooh. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Drebber, already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is we don't have much to go on aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier.
Which, according to Professor Harebrain, was of a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle.
So, I was just wondering... I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but... Would be pretty please.
We'd very much appreciate any more clues you can give us.
Wow, Susato-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Pretty please? Fine, why not? Aw, thanks. Look at us, we're besties. I have a photograph from the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Ooh, so much aura. Though it appears he already had that black monocle at the time. What? Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. Renosuke, shush. Shush her, he'll never share anything with us again. Susato really is the brains of the operation. She's also the charisma. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow. Which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph? Aww. What is it about Lord Van Zieks? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all. We're supposed to be working together. A photographic print of the engineer, Mr. Enoch Drebber. It's hard to make out, but he appears to be wearing a monocle with black glass. Oh! I was wondering where you were. Oh, the file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. This reminds me of my cousin Vinny. Are you alright?
Who is this man, Mr. Naruto?
That's triple question mark, my bestie. Lord Van Zieks' apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. No shot. No. There's no way. Stop. I'm gonna cry. No, 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 no. There's no way. Susato-san can see it too.
Lord Van Zieks?
May we speak with your apprentice for a moment? Stop, no. Oh my god. Oh hey, a second triple question mark. Where, this reminds me of my cousin Vinny, where Vinny tries sweet-talking the prosecutor for all the evidence, only for Marissa to tell him you were legally owed that. There's so many triple question marks here today. With him? Why? He doesn't speak. All he does is go ... And do that sometimes. And there he goes. Oh my god! No! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god. Kazuma-sama. Oh my god, he talked. Kazuma. I don't believe it.
Your posture, your presence, it can only be, it's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama?
I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. As if I knew him somehow. Can it really be you, Kazuma? Stop. I can't. They were setting up a reveal like this in the very beginning of this stream today. I can't tell if it's like if it's actually him or not though. There he goes. Wait. Too late. What's going on here? What was that? Why are you guys being weird with my apprentice? What's going on here? So does your apprentice have a name, perchance? What is your interest in my apprentice exactly? You act as if you know the man or something. Well, since when has he been in your care? I don't recall you having an apprentice before I left Britain 6 months ago. Lord Strongheart introduced him to me about 3 months ago now. with instructions to mentor him as a prosecutor. But he didn't tell you why, did he? No. The man appears to be... Oh my god! No! No, 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 no. What do you mean he's got amnesia? So Lord Strongheart finds a guy with amnesia and he's like, yeah, let's mask him and cloak him up. The man appears to be suffering from amnesia. He's forgotten every last detail about himself. That's messed up. That is messed up. He has amnesia. Tomorrow he will appear in court at my side. What? He's to serve as my judicial assistant. What, do you think only defense attorneys can have them? On Lord Strongheart's orders. He'll be in court with us? Now then. Unless I'm much mistaken, I believe this conversation has run its course. I'm leaving now. Goodbye. Oh. Okay, to be fair, would you entrust the Japanese man to Van Zieks without disguising his identity? Yes, that's very true. Oh, yes, thank you. I definitely saw a reaction there. When Susato-san called out like that, it really seemed to hit a nerve. Oh. Also, you find a... hold on, I'm just picturing. From Lord Strongheart's position, going by this story. He finds a man who has amnesia, who doesn't remember any details about himself, and goes, yeah, well, let's make this guy an assistant prosecutor. I'm sure there's a deeper reasoning. I'm sure there's more to it. But it's just so funny from a bare bones perspective. From a Van Zieks perspective. Find a strange man with amnesia, put him in a mask and cloak, and train him to be a prosecutor. It's so funny. When she called out Kazuma-sama.
You'd already met that masked man, hadn't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yes, yesterday, in fact, at Lord Van Zieks' office.
I see. And if Kazuma-sama really is still alive, it means that Mr. Shum's lied to us.
Yeah, not surprising. I do not think that it's a spoiler for me to say I'm doing my best to pick my words carefully about the masked man. Yeah. I know. We're gonna need to speak to him about that. You're going to have to leave now. Okay. Bye. The forensic investigation team are due to arrive shortly. If they find you here, it will cause problems. What sort of problems? Foreign affair problems. Well, we could do without that. Alright, we'll be on our way. Let's go, Miss Susato.
Of course.
I know who the masked man is. Red herring. Well, I think we've done all the investigating we can here for now. If we could just determine the whereabouts of Mr. Drebber.
I'm sure Gina and little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point? We have things to discuss and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months.
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. The red herring, it wasn't me. A pup named Scooby-Doo was delightful. We ought to find him at Madame Tuspel's. He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit.
Yes, Iris told me all about his latest unusual venture.
Okay. Madame Tuspel's it is. I like when they tell me where to go. 23rd October. Madame Tuspel's Museum of Waxworks.
Oh my. No wonder it's called the House of Horrors. Oh, I like to turn on my heels and go straight home. Via the confectionery.
Being scared makes you crave sweets? I can understand that. That's fair. That's valid.
But you know, there's something about that waxwork over there. It looks exactly like Mr. Sholmes, down to the very last detail.
You just said that Iris told you he was a temporary waxwork. You know that he does this. This is not a new thing, like, new information to you. Aha.
What is it?
Context in case you never saw it. Every episode, Fred accused Red Herring of being the one behind the case, only for Red to show up and say it wasn't him. Except the one episode where he wasn't allowed to accuse him when it was him. Oh, sorry. I think you'll find that's the temporary waxwork himself.
Ah, and a friend of my dedicated employee.
Oh yes, hello again. It's Ryanosuke. Ryanosuke Naruhodo.
I must say I'm quite spellbound by the great detective. He is a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back where it belongs.
You don't mean...
But yes, the mystery is solved already.
Wow, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough.
So as you can see, has returned to his habitual duties.
Yes.
His habitual duties? Hello. Do not disturb, huh?
Poor Susato-san. She looks very perplexed. Okay.
Ah, there's a stepladder there, look.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't trying to examine the ladder, but sure. Oh, yes. A step ladder.
I think perhaps we should let the proprietress know that someone's left it out. The stepladder, I mean.
Yeah, say it a few more times.
Is something wrong?
Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument?
This one's posture reveals his weakness.
Sorry?
The killer's stance leaves him wide open to attack. I'm quite sure I could see him off. With a Susato takedown, then a Susato squash, and finally a Susato smash.
Destroy him, Susato. Right.
And if that doesn't render the culprit unconscious, a Susato slam should finish him.
A Susato slam?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's rather hard to explain. Leave yourself open slightly and I'll demonstrate.
Absolutely not. Alright. Mr. Sholmes.
We really do need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I am longing to say hello again. But where is he?
Girl. 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 I'm glad that Ryanosuke didn't have any narrow-minded cultural assertions. I think you might find that he's quite nearby, actually.
Oh, what do you...
Mr. Naruhodo, somebody stole the wax figure. Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I. The world-famous great detective at waxwork, Herlock Sholmes. Susato-san? Susato-san! You killed her. You better feel ashamed. My most humble apologies.
I thought I died and gone to eternal paradise for a moment, via London.
My dear madam, Allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty free deduction at some point. As long as it's not of questionable street food quality.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes?
Merely a secret identity, you understand. Though the case is largely solved now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie. Though I confess, I'm yet to partake of a pie, proverbial or otherwise, or any food so far today is for that matter. Oh! That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Well, do remember I said it was largely solved. Anyway, I simply negotiated with the culprit. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone?
Oh yes. It's a most modern invention, allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only in the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet.
This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrator of the abduction. As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. That's amazing. Just between you and I. It would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event.
Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no?
Yes, I think perhaps the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive.
But does that not mean your negotiating was entirely unnecessary?
A fact that I must ask you to keep from Madame Tuspel's at all costs. A hungry young Iris awaits my return to Baker Street after all. Aww. Poor Iris. Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork? We're in the process of trying to track somebody down. Oh.
Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Drebber. He's the swindler who duped Professor Harebrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine.
A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts, too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. A magician. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on, that's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be in a better position to help. Yes, Drebber's appearance. Unfortunately for you, however, presently I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Okay, we have a clue then. Kazuma's death. We have... Oh, wait, Kazuma's death. I just realized what we're talking about. Oh, everything got serious. Anyway, before we hop into this, which is probably going to be very sad, I bet the clue is the photograph we got. But, Mr. Shums, did you lie to us? My dear Mr. Naruhodo, stay that piercing stare. What is this all about? Which time are you talking about? I've lied to you many, many times.
Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship. Your words were very clear.
So then let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
You told us that it was murder. And you examined Kazuma-sama's body.
Indeed, and wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Asogi. Oh. You're quite sure?
He was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure it was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Sholmes, that he wasn't actually dead.
Well, I can only assume I was swept up in that murderous atmosphere of the moment. But the fellow wasn't dead at all? Priceless. I don't suppose that performance would pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruhodo? I could believe that the crewman present at the time made a mistake. But not you, Mr. Sholmes. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. What? Why? What is the deeper angle here? Please, Mr. Sholmes. Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that is all I can say. Remember that the first course correction happened while investigating Kazuma's death. Yeah. My god. Mr. Sholmes, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print?
It's of Mr. Enoch Drebber, the face of the engineer we seek.
Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. So looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are you alright, Mr. Sholmes? I think you know this guy. Yes, forgive me. That was scary. Very interesting, this. Very interesting indeed.
What's wrong, Mr. Sholmes?
You've turned quite pale all of a sudden. Everyone's going pale today. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruhodo. Will you indulge me? Oh, well, what is it? As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. And I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains. Oh, yes, the professor exhibit, isn't it? Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings, that's a special one-time only price, you understand. I just noticed that the wax figure that's usually there, behind Sholmes on the right, is not there. Is it because it only shows up in the examination screen? Or did it go missing? That's a special one-time only price, you understand. What? The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor?
Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we should postpone?
The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it. Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes? Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness. I can never tell with you, that's the point.
Very well. It couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings.
Gratefully received. So, the special exhibit waits behind the curtain. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure.
Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see the special exhibit.
No, wait. Through those heavy curtains at last. I guess we'll never know. Okay, there it is. Yeah, it just... For some reason, it just wasn't there during the conversation with Sholmes. Probably because it's... more like a player model than it is a background model. That old policeman isn't here now, obviously. I still can't believe he just happened to be on the jury, though.
I understand that London has a population of 6 million people, and yet you do seem to run into the same people disproportionately often, don't you?
Yeah. 5 shillings we've had to pay. Doesn't seem right somehow that Mr. Sholmes slipped the money into his own pocket, does it?
No. Oh, we could ask Gina to retrieve it for us, using her special skills.
Pickpocketing police officers and... Stop saying that. And diddling detectives. Is this what makes Britain great? Not to mention demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands, or chip-loving inspectors.
Inspector Gregson comes off rather well in that list, I think.
Yeah.
He seems fairly normal compared to the rest of them.
23rd October, Madame Tuspel's special exhibit. Oh my god.
Oh dear. I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here.
Mrs. Otto, I say we turn our heels and go straight home via a really big confectionery.
We certainly can't do that. We've paid 5 shillings already.
True. Actually, now I'm looking a little more closely. We've paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. The nerve of the great diddling detective. Stop calling him a diddling detective. I hate that. It's far more terrifying than anything else in this place.
This must be what Mr. Sholmes meant when he said the case was largely solved.
But your favorite 6 joke here. Be that as it may. Mr. Sholmes heavily implied there'd be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? Is it the guy to the left? Since we paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we?
Yes, we will get what we paid for.
Is that fear or frustration that making Susato-san's voice tremble?
This part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real.
Both. It seems to be a young man in a white overcoat.
And he has a large shovel in his hand too. Look.
Perhaps we should investigate in a little more detail. Turn him around. Okay. Why can't I see the face? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. He looks like the freaking Trevor guy.
What a large shovel. He's holding it rather ominously, isn't he?
They're doing their best to hide his face, yes. They're like, no, no, no. You can't know yet, even though it's kind of obvious.
What on earth was the man doing with a shovel in a graveyard in the middle of the night?
Mrs. Otto.
Yes?
That's a spade, isn't it?
No. It's a shovel.
No, shovels are for digging. That's for scooping up loose material. It's a spade.
We've been through this, Mr. Naruhodo. It's a shovel.
No. Although we haven't considered trowels. Don't.
We've allowed ourselves to be distracted, I feel. Perhaps we should concentrate on what the man was doing with the implement.
So we're gonna bury the hatchet? Or what are we gonna bury it with? A shovel? Or a spade? You're right, though. What was the man doing in the graveyard in the first place? That's the real question. What's this here?
Well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so... I believe it's probably a camera.
A camera? But it's so small. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints? There's a Steam achievement for seeing every Shovels at Spade convo. I figured. That's why I have been clicking it every time. I know because there's a Steam achievements for the ladders and stuff. So I'm like, I figured there's something with the spades and shovels. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints?
I think perhaps you should treat Mr. Sholmes' inventions as exceptions to the rule. But anyway, why would the man be in a graveyard at night with a camera?
I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment a dead body came back as a ghost on film?
You're a genius. We'll just borrow this for a little while, I think.
A camera from around the neck of a waxwork in the Madame Tussville special exhibit.
By looking at the photographic plate inside the camera, we can see the picture was taken.
What's a photographic plate?
It's a piece of glass coated in special emulsion that reacts to the light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover at the back of the camera, we should find it. Let's have a look.
You should see yourself, Susato-san. Your eyes are shining. You really do like machinery, don't you? Alright, we'll invest 5 shillings for a camera? That's a steal. That's quite a large lamp the man's carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not unlike a Japanese shoken paper lantern, isn't it?
Lamp, lantern, shoken. The point is, it casts very little light. To be walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this. Well, I certainly couldn't do it.
I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all, even in broad daylight, to be honest. Alright, let's... Can we get an angle? Okay. I can't see his face very well, can you? Probably because we're, for some reason, standing at this angle. Perhaps if I just...
Oh! Do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'll put it back exactly as it was, don't worry. Yep.
What on earth? How can...
I don't believe it. A black monocle.
Mr. Naruhodo, is it possible that this man is...
I'm glad they came to the conclusion. Yes. It's Enoch Trevor.
The color of his hair is different, but...
It's unmistakably him. I can't... Indeed, okay, indeed it is. That's why he was so worked up about the photo. Mr. Sholmes. This man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe. Yes, that's right. Just who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? And why does the convict behind him have no head? They're keeping that a mystery as well. The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. What a surprise. So then the case isn't yet solved, is it? Did I not say so myself? Largely solved were my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head tout de suite, as Madame would say, or I'll be in grave trouble. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return to Baker Street, preferably with rations. Largely solved means it wasn't solved.
Do you know, though, something about this room is strange.
Strange? What do you mean?
Well, the displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not?
Indeed they are, Miss Susato. Do go on.
And, as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one... This surely couldn't ever really have happened, could it?
I mean, a man coming back from the dead? Unheard of. I'm making a face right now at the imaginary face cam.
This surely couldn't have really ever happened, could it?
I think it's time I educated you a little about the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago. I'd make Sholmes say this. I'm sad there isn't an objection maker for Great Ace Attorney. Oh man, yeah. Alright, start a thing.
This must be the killer. The fiend known as the Professor.
Yes, I think so, according to what Madame Tuspel said. He killed 5 victims, all of noble or royal blood.
The waxwork is so lifelike, isn't it? Like all the models in this place.
I know. It looks like it could start moving at any moment, doesn't it? If only it had a head, that is. Perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail.
So this is the condemned man.
Yes, the so-called professor.
Then perhaps his head was chopped off by a guillotine. But unable to find peace, he emerged from his grave as a headless ghost.
Do we have to entertain such terrifying ideas, Miss Susato? Anyway, I'm sure the model had a head once. There's a metal fitting for it, see?
Then perhaps Mr. Sholmes absentmindedly forgot to reattach it?
That's an extremely absent-minded detective you're describing, isn't it?
Or perhaps the thief absentmindedly forgot to include the head when he or she returned it to the museum?
And that would be an extremely absent-minded thief. Could there have been some reason why only the head wasn't returned? Well, whatever the reason, it means we don't know what the face of the infamous professor looked like, do we? The keeping face is a big mystery in this one. People coming back from the dead and not showing people's faces. Those are the two, like, big themes of this chapter. Oh. I'm sure they're not relevant at all to the overarching story. There's something caught just inside the convict's jacket here. It looks like a piece of broken glass. And quite a big piece, too.
It's very thick, isn't it? About 5 times thicker than normal window glazing, I'd say.
Where could such a thick piece of glass have come from, I wonder?
I suppose it must be made thick to increase its strength.
But why?
Well, perhaps because the glass had to span a particularly wide area, such as in a big building, for example.
Oh, well, we've seen a large glass building recently, haven't we? And some of the glass is broken, too. Oh, the tower. Oh. There's the connection.
You don't mean...
Exactly. The Crystal Tower at the Great Exhibition.
But why would glass from the Crystal Tower be lodged inside the waxwork's jacket?
Because it was there. It was a part of the magician's trick. Makes you think, doesn't it? A small fragment of very unusual and thick glass that was found in the folds of the clothing of the Professor Waxwork would appear to be from the Crystal Tower. Earlier in court, we established that the kinesis experiment was a trick. And now we discovered this fragment of glass here in this waxwork. Is it just a coincidence? I don't think so. It's never just a coincidence. Alright, let's talk to Sholmes. Pick the most logical replacement for Sholmes. Read, pick the funniest character. Oh, Dahlia. Amazing. I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound. Hound, and had their throats ripped from their bodies.
Oh gosh, an enormous hound?
Of the Baskervilles?
How awful.
After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly, the professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted. A closed court? So you mean that the professor's identity... As you've surmised, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. He was buried in a grave at Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he had been held. However, that was not the end of the affair.
Oh?
The very night that he was buried, a convicted man came back to life. That's a big... I've mentioned it a couple times, but that's a big recurring theme in this game, is things coming back to life. There's the professor, there is the whole thing with Shamspear, there's Kazuma. Came back to life. He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlit graveyard. The exhibit here depicts that very scene as described by the sole witness to those chilling events. There was a witness? But of course, my dear fellow, it was none other than the young man in the white overcoat. Enoch Drebber. He saw it happen. So this is a waxwork model of Enoch Drebber. 10 years ago, a convicted professor, having been beheaded and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old.
It's so horrifying.
Scared out of his wits, the young Drebber ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. And the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight. Yes, as shown in the photograph we have of him. His hair is completely white. For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who'd come back to life. As you've seen, an exhibit was even created here at Madame Tuspel's.
I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly. But what I don't understand is what Mr. Drebber was doing in the first place. In a lonely graveyard, in the middle of the night.
Yes, what was he up to? The professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors unbounded. After all, the killer had been systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder. Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had. But in time, of course, the rumors abated. So too did talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale.
But why did people stop believing it?
Why, simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established in fact. What do you mean, no resurrection? The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution.
No. But that would mean Mr. Trevor must have lied to the police and the newspapers.
That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society, and nothing had been heard of him since. It's rather striking, then, that he should resurface now, don't you think? Of course, the convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life. That's not possible. But Trevor's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, it's hard to believe the incident was an out-and-out lie. Oh, Gina. Oh, I played a Nara, Ardo. What have you gone and done? Gina, what are you doing here?
Oh yes, Iris, and she said this is what you'd be, so... Gina, not so loud in the museum.
Madame Tuspels will have you take a position as a waxwork if you're not careful. I think there might be a more pressing concern.
Oh, I still had a flash of powder left from 6 months ago, so... Alright, Gina, we understand, but please, put down the gun.
Sorry, I got scared. You should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. So what brings you here, Gina?
What brings me here? What do you think? We found it. We found the Dodgy Cove's workshop.
Wow, excellent timing. We were just talking about him. What? You found Trevor's workshop?
Yup. Toby's nose took me straight there. The boss and the others are heading over there now in a drag, so come on. Here's the address. I've got the boss to write it out. Oh, thank you, Gina. We'll make our way there at once. Alright then. See you there.
You go. Don't mind me. I'll just stay here, being still. What? Oh my god. Scary. I know my place. In the exhibit over there.
Oh dear. Someone is feeling sorry for himself.
Let's go, Mr. Sholmes. You're coming. Your words heartened me, I must say. But if I were to shirk my duties here, Madam would have me pay monetary recompense, and Iris's dinner plate would be empty once more. Forget that. I'll pay for everything. Then there's not a moment to lose, my dear fellow. I shall have a carriage at once. He just guilt-tripped him. There he— oh my god. No offer to share the cost from Mr. Sholmes, then.
I shall gladly play half, Mr. Naruhodo.
Aw. Thank you, Mrs. Otto. Right, let's go. That looks like...
oh, it's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine.
Indeed it would appear so, though only a prototype naturally.
What, so you got here then? Gina, well done for finding this place. And in such little time, you've really worked miracles.
Is Toby here the miracle worker? Oh, I thought you lot were sure before long. Hello, Inspector. That's one knitted brow. Looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips.
So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer?
Sadly not. We'll find stolen you.
Oh, what a shame.
Well, Thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us the chance to investigate. Or what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. What one won't say, got Paris what with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? Thank you. Oh well, if you're hoping to snoop around in here, why get cracking? Lord Van Zeeks and the forensic investigation team are on the way here as we speak. Them again. Or imagine you got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. Right. So then, my dear fellows, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chance. And you, Sholmes? Pardon? Or take even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers. That makes sense. That makes more sense than the lawyer one. Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you may consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model. Right then, let's see what we can find in here. Okay. Before we do, I did want to examine that camera, because I meant to do that. Oops.
What a wonderful machine.
You really love contraptions like this, don't you?
Oh yes. Anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible.
Almost irresistible, surely.
Well, whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart.
That's worrying.
Yes, Father tells the time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch.
Poor Professor Mikatoba.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
What is it? Is it blood?
On the bellows, just here. There seems to be some very dark red stains.
I guess you're right. It looks like blood, actually.
Oh my.
I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. When the lens is extended, dark staining is visible on the bellows. Oh look! The cover came open.
Yes, now there should be a glass plate inside. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, you see.
Is it missing? Is something wrong?
There is no plate. It's been removed.
Oh, what a pity. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. So we never found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway.
Oh, yes, you're quite right, of course.
Poor Susato-san, she looks devastated. Alright.
I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. That machine is covered by the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
Oh, you actually stole the camera. Yes, it is our camera now.
There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it from the Crown and the government.
Oh. Well, those two don't seem to be holding back. It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of a deception to be seen, my dear fellow. No loose change dropped on the floor or nothing. Not even a bone for Toby here, my dear fella. Cute.
British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they?
Those damn British. I think that's just these two, Miss Susato. Oops.
There's a little train.
This appears to be most interesting. It's most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say? It's an impressive looking back massager, that's for sure. Nice. It's no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away. What? It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist could wish for no higher honor. Ah. Would you like a massage? From you? Yes, please. No, I'm fine. Thank you. Speak for yourself, Rannosuke. I had no idea it was such a grand thing.
I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this mystery Nocturber than conjuring tricks.
I couldn't agree more, my dear madam. And how about you, Mr. Naruhodo? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? Ryunosuke, coward. For your tired shoulders, of course. He's not gonna let that go, is he?
It's curious, though, isn't it? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times. A Royal Society trophy for excellence in science that was found in Mr. Drebber's workshop is a very prestigious award for a young scientist. This is... It's a European-style quiver of arrows with steel bolts inside. Oh.
Oh! The crossbow!
Oh, do you suppose...
Crossbow bolts, these? Yes. Or just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds. In other words... Yup. More evidence to support your theory. All goes to show that Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes with the whole scam. A crossbow found hidden behind a tree under the experimentation stage at the exhibition grounds belongs to Mr. Enoch Drebber. This door doesn't want to open. Yeah, it looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a special locksmith on his way over from the yards, so heads off till he gets here. With permission, Inspector. I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission. Pfft. And no one's giving it to you. The little head drop. Oh, let me kick down the door. Gregson looked as though he's really enjoyed that.
Well, there's no sound of anybody on the other side.
No, Drebber must have fled at the first sign of danger. Oh! I think there's something on the other side, en contraire.
Oh.
Is something wrong with Susato?
Well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. Well, Gina? Did you hear it too?
Yeah. I heard it and all. What do you reckon, Toby? What? Mind the grease? Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. They're running! They're running!
Oh my, someone is in there.
Ugh, this rotten bleeding lock. My dear Gregson, as I said only minutes ago. If only it were countenanced, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. Fine. I'll take the rap for it. Just get us through that blasted door. Oh! There. You may enter at will. How did he do that? You've confused minutes with seconds, I think. How did he do that? Time is of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? Knock them forward, I suppose. This is an emergency. Great detective. He just reasoned with it, of course. There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow. Yes. Bomb. He put that lock through course correction. What's happened in here? Why is everything upside down? Rats. I ain't no one in here after all.
But there must be. It was only moments ago that we heard those noises.
Check the wardrobe. Always check the wardrobe. Maybe that was the sound of Drebber running away.
But there's only one door into this room.
And no windows that could afford an escape route. Those skylights are too high. There is feet on the ceiling. There is feet on the ceiling. What's that up there? Are they footprints? On the ceiling? Does the room turn? Is it like a rotating room? Oh my god. Gods and feet. Oh my gosh. Oh shoot. I skipped his line. Blow me. What have we here then? Looks like someone's trying to burn something in a hurry.
Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints.
To what? I'm sad I don't have a horny jelly emote. To what? Professor Highbrain's bombing machine, is it? Blimey, if we had these, there'd have been no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal. There is something of great interest here, too. This rope is lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. A rope? What's significant about that? Never mind. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruhodo.
We must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before the forensic investigation team arrive too.
He's in the safe. That's a very large safe. I don't suppose even Mr. Sholmes could open that lock. Although, if you were a thief, you could just steal the entire thing, I suppose.
It's bolted to the floor to prevent exactly that sort of underhand trick, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, it's bolted to the floor, which means it wasn't... If the room turned, that wouldn't get messed with. Well, then you could just steal the floor as well, I suppose.
I'm sorry, but you really aren't making any sense at all.
I wonder what Sholmes is looking at. I'm sure it's nothing. It's just a, you know, a little bomb.
Anyway, I think we can agree that whatever is inside must be very important.
I'm not interested in the big bomb on the floor, you know? Susato needs to give Randolph a course correction. Look at this furniture, Susato.
Almost every piece of furniture is upside down.
The world turned upside down, Miss Susato. Even Mr. Sholmes' suite isn't ever in this much of a mess.
You're in no position to comment on mess, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, I suppose it's not quite the same thing, is it? I mean, it's not messy in here per se, it's that everything is literally upside down.
But why?
Okay, I'll look at the bomb. Mr. Sholmes, have you found something? Mr. Naruhodo, yes, in point of fact, something rather fascinating. You can tell Trevor is evil due to the complete lack of spades in this room. What do you make of this? He tosses it. Let's see. I've never seen anything like it before. It looks like a bundle of thick cigars wrapped up in a large... Mrs. Otto?
What's the matter? You can't say that, Naruhodo. That's a... Surely that's a time bomb, isn't it?
What did you say?
A time bomb?
Sorry, but... What is a time bomb, exactly? No, that's not a bomb. That's to ignite the pack of thermals all along the floor. Those are bombs. You truly are one of a kind, Mr. Naruhodo. I won't take that as a compliment. Huh. You don't know nothing, do you, Odo? You haven't got a clue what it is either, have you, Gino? Well, I invite you to consult a dictionary later, Mr. Naruhodo. You imbecile. But this particular specimen is no time bomb, though I confess it has a very similar appearance.
Oh, well, thank goodness. But then, what is it?
I see. So that's it.
Goodness. Mr. Sholmes, have you seen to the heart of the matter?
There are times when I consider my lot most unfair. For I'm fated never to know how it feels to flounder as you do when a puzzle presents itself. But I have learnt to accept the hardships that come with being a great detective, Miss Susato. Here we go. I feel a great deduction coming. Once again, I can draw two conclusions from the scene we see before us. The first is that the invented nature of the furniture in this room is the work of Trevor himself. Sure.
Oh, but how could you...
Sholmes found the thermals. And the second conclusion is that the small device on the floor there is, without question, completely genuine.
Please, Mr. Sholmes, you must explain everything.
It would be a pleasure. After all, it is a great detective's civic duty to teach Scotland Yard the finer points of the trade. Well, Inspector Gregson seems delighted with the idea anyway.
Oh, you deflected the inspector's glare with some fortitude there, Mr. Sholmes. Well done.
You're too kind, my dear madam. I hereby dedicate this great deduction to you. Kindly stand just there, Miss Susato.
Oh, yes. I'd be delighted.
Oh, so, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Always looking forward to it. Do the animation. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Flipped furniture. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had until recently been happily positioned on the ceiling before falling straight down onto the floor.
Every item in the room was on the ceiling? Are you suggesting that...
Indeed, the key here is gravity. Oh, sure. Nice. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the earth. For the gravity in this room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality. The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. I quite understand your skepticism, Miss Susato. I too was incredulous at first. However, my conviction in my analysis was cemented when I observed this. An anti-gravity device, almost identical to the one that featured in a dream of mine only the other day, in fact. One second.
But then why does it have a clock on it?
A most relevant question indeed. That is a timing device that controls when the gravity direction will switch. There was clearly a requirement for the engineer to be able to restore normal gravity automatically. And the commotion we heard earlier from the other side of the door was the moment the restoration occurred. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. So you see, we need to look no further to explain the state in which we now find this room. The direction in which gravity acts in here was reversed by Mr. Trevor, before being restored to normality in an automatic fashion sometime later by the timer device. I have witnessed precisely this scene in a dream I once had when I fell out of bed. Topic 2, missing engineer.
Now let's consider the next conundrum.
What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight. Of course, Drebber's aim was singular, to escape. However, there is but one way into this room, excepting the skylight, that is. Oh. By inverting the gravity in here, Drebber was able to fall conveniently to the ceiling and make his escape via the otherwise inaccessible skylight, leaving those footprints behind on the way. Oh, of course.
But the ceiling in here is very high, Mr. Sholmes. If the gravity reversal was sudden, wouldn't Mr. Drebber have fallen up to the ceiling rather violently?
Falling up is both scientifically and philosophically a rather interesting concept, I feel. But the man was cornered with nowhere to run, so escape through the skylight was his only option. You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope.
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope? By anchoring one end to the wall, the man was able to lower himself safely to the ceiling. Which explains how Drebber was able to escape this room before our arrival. He reversed the pull of gravity and fled via the skylight. And personally, I should very much like to reverse the pull of gravity again now, just for fun. Okay, escape via the skylight. No. I'm gonna guess that he's still in the room. Somewhere. Maybe behind the bookshelf or something. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Because why didn't, if the room turned, why didn't any of the books get knocked around? She's completely spellbound. Mr. Sholmes? There is just one thing that troubles me. I should expect nothing less. You're destined to be troubled by just one thing for the rest of your life. The thing is such a thing actually possible? An anti-gravity device, I mean? I would say that with man's current scientific knowledge at the turn of the 20th century, it's no more possible than instantaneous kinesis. Right. But your whole deduction hinges on it. Odd, but my dear fellow, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. However improbable it may seem. It's a marvelous line, wouldn't you agree? One of my more enduring pearls of wisdom. I had Iris come up with the exact phrasing. My original was clumsy. Yes, I have a feeling I've read it in something that Miss Susato lent me once.
Objection!
Actually, there is one other thing, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh, the spell's broken at last.
The rope you found was on the floor, wasn't it?
Indeed it was, in lonely coils near the wall.
But if Mr. Drebber had used it to escape in the way you described, wouldn't it still be tied to the wall?
Mysteries inevitably unravel in the end, as I think you'll find, do ropes. And as evidence of such, you need only look at the mystery faced in this room, now skillfully unraveled. That argument is as circular as the coils of the rope.
I think perhaps we might need to get Mr. Sholmes the usual little helping hand. I'm sure with some minor corrections, the great detective's great deduction will lead us to the truth.
Yes, you're right. And we must do it quickly before Drebber gets too far away. If you're ready, then let us resume. Sherlock Holmes' logic and reasoning spectacular. It's plain to see that this room is in complete disarray. The bed, the table and chairs, the lamp, everything is upside down. Almost as if every item in the room had, until recently, been happily positioned on the ceiling, before falling straight down onto the floor.
Every item in the room was on the ceiling? Are you suggesting that?
Indeed, the key here is gravity. It would appear that technology has at last succeeded in freeing us from the great pull of the Earth. For the gravity in the room was reversed and then suddenly restored to normality.
Goodness.
The inverted furniture clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in the whole business.
To think gravity could have been reversed in this very room, I find the whole idea utterly enthralling. Only Mr. Sholmes can conceive of such an explanation.
The man himself admitted it was a scientific impossibility, so...
Yes, you're quite right. We must completely discount the idea at once.
Oh, that's unusually merciless of you, Miss Susato.
When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. The great detective himself said so, didn't he?
While refusing to part with his dreams of anti-gravity devices.
Yes, I suppose so.
Well, let's see if examining this topsy-turvy scene a little more closely reveals some proof that shows exactly what the gravity in this room was or wasn't doing. What here breaks the laws of Sholmesian gravity theory? Oh, an upright vase, of course.
Take that!
The upright vase clearly reveals the truth about the part gravity played in this whole business. Upon my word, Mr. Naruhodo, you've surpassed yourself by completely turning my argument on its head. Trying to impress your assistant here, perhaps? No one is trying to steal your spotlight here, Mr. Sholmes, trust me. As you rightly say, though it appears at first glance that all the furniture in the room is upside down, this unassuming slender vase is standing keenly to attention. And unlike the large safe, there is nothing affixing it to the floor. And it's the exception that breaks the rule. In short, much as it pains me, the gravity in this room was never inverted at all. my dear, deepest sympathies for your loss.
Oh, poor Mr. Sholmes.
But the show must go on, so let's continue with our deductions. Now that we know this contrivance is not in fact an anti-gravity device, there remains but one other possibility. You don't say. Someone deliberately turned over every piece of furniture in here. Which might sound obvious, but leaves one mystery very much unsolved. Namely, why would anyone choose to do that? I really thought it was going to be some, like, room-turning thing, but whatever. It's fine. Sure, they turned over the room. Quite, and naturally there is an explanation. Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the anti-gravity device. He's absolutely determined that this device must have something to do with it, isn't he?
I'm afraid the lure of an exciting scientific explanation is too strong.
Oh, there's no doubt that somebody did this. Somebody turned all this furniture over. So whoever it was must have had a reason.
I'm afraid nothing comes to mind at all, though.
Well, let's look around and see if the answer presents itself. Oh! A safe combination.
Take that!
Yes, the reason why everything in here has been turned upside down is because of the safe combination. Precisely, I believe, Mr. Naruhodo, That you had a very similar experience once, did you not? Yes, last year. When I bought a lottery ticket, noted the ticket number down on the inside cover of a book, just in case. That's it. For people are forgetful souls at heart and always make a written note of important information.
So just keeping the ticket itself safe would be more sensible, I think.
And what, pray, happened next, Mr. Naruhodo? When the day of the draw came round, I'd forgotten which book I'd written the number in and had to turn my room upside down to find it. That's it. 4 people are forgetful souls at heart and always forget where they've noted things down.
Not if you always note things in the same place.
I actually won the second prize, you know. But I couldn't remember which magazine I'd slipped the ticket into, so I had to turn my room upside. Thank you, Mr. Naruhodo, but I believe I proved my point. The little animation with his eyes is cute. Which is that a very similar scenario has clearly unfolded in this room. Finding himself requiring access to the safe, the occupant of this room needed the combination code. He remembered that he'd written it on the other side of a piece of furniture, but forgot which one. Leading to the stage in which we now find the room. Yes, Mr. Job overturned all the furniture in here in a desperate hurry to locate the combination code that would unlock the safe. To find the safe combination. Now let us consider the next conundrum. What was our engineer friend's aim? Indubitably, the greatest clue we have to explain his actions is above our heads.
Yes, how is it possible that there are footprints all the way up there on the ceiling?
A question whose answer will lead us neatly to the truth, my dear madam. The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby skylight.
Well, if a change in the direction of gravity can't explain it, then how did the footprints get there?
Yes, I feel as though that particular mystery has just become even harder to solve.
I can think of any other way to explain it at all. Ooh, life was so much simpler in those halcyon days where gravity could be reversed.
It was minutes ago, and those halcyon days never existed in the first place.
Well, I suppose we must simply put our faith in Mr. Sholmes and observe the area in more detail.
Putting our faith in Mr. Sholmes is what gets us into these situations in the first place.
Is it that balloon? Is it the balloon that also has footprints on it?
This is a gas balloon, isn't it? It's tiny, but it does seem to be a real balloon.
Yes, I think you're right. I think it's helium that's keeping it up.
A green gas balloon. Why does that seem to ring a bell with me?
If you can see, there are footprints on this balloon too. Look.
Yeah, surely that's a clue, isn't it? Oh, what it tells us, I'm not sure. There's also something on top of it. Ah, a shoe. It's hard to believe, but there's a shoe up there, look.
Oh yes, and there are more footprints on this little balloon too. Perhaps the shoe was thrown up there and became lodged, do you think?
If so, then judging from the number of footprints, it must have been thrown up several times. Why would anyone be throwing shoes up at the ceiling, though?
Oh dear, that's beyond me, I'm afraid.
Take that!
The reason there are footprints on the ceiling is because of the nearby shoe. And on closer inspection, there are clearly footprints all over the balloon as well. In other words, the aim was never the skylight at all, but the balloon.
But for what purpose?
A green balloon. That seems somewhat familiar data. Huh. Oh, it was a piece of the green balloon's
Envelope that Mr. Naruhodo and Iris found at the scene.
And inside the green balloon that Master Gods claimed he saw above the stage when the incident occurred was the second bird cage, the crux of the whole instantaneous kinesis deception.
You mean to say...
If we assume the balloon in here is a model of the one used on the day, there is a strong possibility something may be concealed inside it. Something our absconder was desperate to retrieve before making a hasty getaway. But the balloon's out of reach. Hence why he was ordered to a projectile, namely the shoe. Most probably, Jabba intended to tear a hole in the envelope by sealing it with a shoe. However, his efforts were thwarted when the shoe itself became a prison of those lofty heights.
Oh dear. We desperately need to examine that balloon. If only there was some way we could see inside.
You may recall that I found this in the room earlier, which I believe offers a solution.
Oh, the rope.
To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this rope?
Mr. Sholmes has managed to bring the deduction back to the rope.
Alright, I have to admit, that was clever. Damn it, they kept it consistent with the rest of the deduction. So we just throw the rope up to the balloon and then pull it down to us on the ground?
Which is much easier said than done, I feel. And it could take us a very long time as well.
True. Perhaps we need a more surefire method? Surefire method? In fact, we already have one, of course, don't we? Ah, crossbow!
Take that!
Just like the actual day. To reach the intended destination, what better tool than this crossbow?
That was found at the scene, in fact.
And in all likelihood belongs to Mr. Drebber. If the man had only brought it away with him that day, he could have avoided losing a shoe at such a critical time as this. So shall we? Your curiosity is deeply stirred, no doubt, my dear fellows. What is that Enoch Drebber? What is it that Enoch Drebber has hidden inside that balloon? Ah! What the? Waxwork? Oh! The professor's head! Indeed it is. A waxwork head inside a metal mask. A mask that is shut tight and fastened with a strong and quite impenetrable lock. So we can't see the face inside, that means.
Just a moment. This is the head of a waxwork bottle? Does that mean... Oh goodness.
I see you've joined the dots, Miss Susato. Excellent. Of course. A headless waxwork model. The case of the abducted Madame Tuspel's model that you'd largely solved. It was only the head of the killer that was still missing. Indeed it was. But I believe Madame Tuspel's will now have to settle her sizable account with me. This, as you have now surmised, is the head of the infamous professor. Yes.
But why is he here?
This conclusively confirms my suspicions. The man responsible for stealing the professor from Madame Tuspel's and returning at Sandsted earlier today was none other than Enoch Drebber. This is incredible. Professor Harebrain's case and the waxwork abduction are they're inextricably linked by Enoch Drebber's workshop. The head of the Professor waxwork that was stolen from Madame Tuspel's special exhibit. Well, it appears our logical pleasure cruise has come to an end, my dear fellows. All that remains is, yes, to speak with the architect of this adventure.
The architect?
You mean Mr. Drebber? As it seems quite impossible that he escaped via one of the skylights, obviously the man must still be here in the room. What? And his location should be abundantly clear. The wardrobe? If you simply reflect on the journey we've made together during this deduction. Or he's in the safe. Wait, he's in the safe? Enoch Drebber is right here, somewhere in this room? So, Mr. Naruhodo, will you do the honors? Yes, of course. Mr. Trevor's hiding place must be the... Or... it's either the wardrobe or the safe. I'm going to guess safe because he said of our deductions thus far. And he was looking for the safe code.
Take that!
Before we gained access to this back room, we heard noises from in here. Which tells us that the engineer was still in the building at that point in time. He was in fact searching for the combination to his safe. Unpressed for time, made no attempt to right the furniture that he overturned in the process. From which we can deduce that his search for the combination happened very recently indeed. In summary, Mr. Enoch Trevor is at this very moment inside the safe. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this topsy-turvy puzzle. Inside the safe. So, Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps it's time we ended this game of hide-and-seek, don't you? By opening the safe, you mean? What else? Let's see. The combination was
432582.
I knew that. Alright then, here goes. Hello? Hey buddy, how you doing? You're kinda tiny. You found me. Oh, nice. Very good. Oh, they put all the budget into his animations. Oh, and then, sir? Mr. Enoch Drebber, I presume? Correct. You better start talking. You tricked Professor Hairbrain with that bogus machine you built.
And you shall have to explain the theft of the waxwork from Madame Tuspel's as well. And the fact that you're 99% chance you're the murderer.
They needed someone to follow up on Shamspear. Whilst I would be delighted to answer your many questions. Oh my god. Personally, I would advise that you deactivate my little parcel first. Deactivate your parcel? I refer, of course, to the time bomb. I left it in most prominent position. Oh. I see. Stunned silence. You're all gearing up to die with me then. Oh my god. No. Mr. Sholmes with only 7 seconds to spare. I was too close to comfort. I've got 1 foot in the grave already. His animations are so long, he's planning to make everyone explode. Or you try and get us a killer, get us killed.
Mr. Sholmes' deductions can be completely life-altering, can't they?
Well, my dear fellows, that was a close shave. The resemblance to an anti-gravity device is really quite startling, I must say.
Anti-gravity devices don't exist.
Ooh, I wouldn't put shit, Mr. Sholmes. I love that Susato's gone from complete Herlock Sholmes fangirl to being like, Sholmes, you're an idiot. Alright, buddy. What on earth happened in here? You found me, haven't you? No need to screw me down any further. Everything in here is precisely what it seems. Yeah, what we'll be giving it thorough going over, don't you worry, Drebber.
what fails to click with me is how you were able to locate my workshop. That I was not expecting. When I heard whistling from the other room, I knew it was time to bolt.
Whistling? Oh, that would have been me. Oh. For some reason, I woke in fine fettle today. No words, just tightly squeezed chips.
Clearly, I must have a screw loose though, as I couldn't remember the combination for the safe. And another one loose, as I couldn't remember on which piece of furniture I'd written it down.
We also found a rope over by the wall. Yes, I'd hoped to exit through the skylight, but sadly the rope was too short. Oh, Sholmes is like, oh, I knew it! So, I then set about searching for the combination code to open the safe. And burning the incriminating blueprints, don't forget. Regrettably, though, you failed to retrieve the head from the balloon amongst the rafters. And after that, you hid yourself inside the safe? Having first set this parcel ticking?
Well, I had no intention of being nailed by the police.
What a death wish, have you? Hiding right beside a ticking time bomb.
Please, why do you suppose I chose to hide inside the safe? It's no ordinary safe, it's specially designed. A dynamite explosion wouldn't leave a scratch on it.
So, in fact, the safe was the only safe place.
Precisely. But once you climbed inside, you wouldn't have been able to get out again. I invite you to look more closely. The safe is fitted with a handle on the inside to allow the door to be unlocked from within.
So it is.
I had always intended to blow this place to smithers in any case. I just wasn't expecting uninvited guests to come along and screw up my plans.
What you mean to say? You were planning to blow us all up?
No, that was unforeseen.
What do you mean?
Most people run, you see, when they see a ticking time bomb at their feet.
Ah,
I calculated the time required for retreat to a safe distance and set the device accordingly. But your seemingly endless discourse in here threw a spanner in the works.
is something wrong, Gregson? Do I have something on my face? Besides the usual eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. I think we have a fairly good idea of what's been going on here now. But what about the two incidents you've evidently been involved in recently? Professor Harebraine's instantaneous kinesis experiment at the Great Exhibition, and the waxwork model you stole, which this head belongs to.
That's no ordinary head, you know. That's the head of the professor, clad in a mask with a lock so strong I'm unable to open it safely to reveal the killer's identity. I've been considering carrying it around as protection after all.
Oh, that's enough. Oh! What's going on here, Gregson? I'm sure you're aware that I have sole jurisdiction to investigate here. Yes, well... Dr. Scythe again. So the forensic investigation team are here. And you know full well this engineer is a key witness. Why are you all allowing this lawyer access to him? If Lord Strongheart knew of this, you'd be finished. Lord, leave at once. My dear madam, there's no need for such a threatening tone, I assure you. After all, there's no way to greet an old acquaintance, is it, Dr. Scythe? Hello, Sholmes. They're all connected. Mr. Sholmes knows Dr. Scythe? It fits protecting the machine next door that's causing such a sour expression on your face. You're quite misguided. It's really nothing more than a shell. Get out. But of course, we'll show ourselves the door. I see you haven't softened at all. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? It would appear that our delightful, entertaining investigations have run their course for today. But Mr. Sholmes. Let us leave this place in the doctor's capable hands. I said get out. Now. All of you. Your presence here is not required either, Gregson. Understood. But I'll just say one thing before I head off. If it wasn't for this lawyer and his companions, we never found this place, and the whole workshop would have been blown to bits. There was a time bomb sitting here that this lot disarmed. Inspector. Aww. Aw, Gregson. Something giving you a chuckle, has it, Drebber? I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to offend. You're quite right, of course. You did disarm the time bomb, didn't you? What? What? Yes, you did disarm that one. No, shot. What are you... That one? You mean... No shot. No shot. Dude. It was an hour later that we heard the news of the enormous explosion that ripped through the experimentation stage at the Great Exhibition. Was there casualty? Professor Harebrain's invention and all its secrets were blown away forever. Okay, just the machine then. Damn. The investigation portions in these games are so long. Almost 3.5 hours. Well, my friends. Yep, trial part 3. With that, thank you so much for joining the stream here today. I'm gonna send you all off an array. Thank you for being here. It's always a pleasure. I'll be back again tomorrow with some more streams. Well, we'll see what happened and everything that's going on. Oh boy. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go get some water and relax. And take care. Bye-bye. Sending you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye.